Just outside the small town of Glenrose, there is a place where endangered species roam free. A place with a goal to keep a safe space for these animals to live and to teach people just like you along the way. Because when we teach people to love the nature around them, it won't just breed more animals, it will breed compassion for all kinds. So join us as we explore Fossil Rim Wildlife Center. Alright guys, here's a little trivia to start this show. What do you call a group of rhinos? A. A crash. B. A herd. C. A fortress. D. A pack. Okay, time's up. It's A. A group of rhinos is called a crash. More specifically, we'll talk about the southern white rhino, which is the world's second largest land mammal. These guys can weigh between 4,000 and 6,000 pounds and can stand 6 feet tall at their shoulder. To give you an idea of how heavy that is, any one of our adult rhinos weighs more than your mom's car. What's really crazy is that big animal can run way over our speed limit here at Fossil Rim. The southern white rhino has a top speed of 35 miles per hour. So I hope nature has also blessed them with good brakes. Alright, so now we know adults are huge. So can you imagine their babies? White rhino calves can weigh about 100 pounds at birth. Can you imagine a 100-pound baby? These big old babies grow very quickly too. We have 2 calves that were born on property in 2018. One is named Xena, and she was born in February. And then there's Blake, and he was born in August. Needless to say, 2018 was a very exciting year. But now, with both of them around a year old, these big babies weigh 1,435 pounds and 1,428 pounds, which makes me wonder, how many cartons of milk do they go through? Another thing I'm certain you have recognized with this amazing species is their horn. Surprisingly, rhino horns do not contain any bones. They are made almost entirely of keratin protein, which is the same stuff that's in your hair. There aren't any nerves or feeling in the horn, and a rhino can rub their horns on various objects to shape them. Some rhinos have long horns, while other rhinos file their horns down to shorter lengths. And a rhino's horn will grow its entire life, a very similar process to the regrowth of your own hair and fingernails. So have you noticed that rhinos also look like they're wearing armor? Their skin is way thicker than yours or mine, ranging from 1.5 to 4 centimeters thick depending on the species and the area of the body. So it is kind of like armor. This thick skin helps protect against the dense brush in their habitat, as well as in fights with other rhinos. Despite its thickness though, rhino skin is still sensitive, and it's important for rhinos to have access to mud wallows, kind of like the mud pit where you make mud pies, as mud serves as a sunscreen, bug repellent, and helps keep them cool. Here at Fossil Rim, we do have more than just the southern white rhino. We have the southern black as well. But did you know, in total there are 5 species of rhino in the world, and they live in several different regions. The southern black rhino lives in several southern African countries, which is also true for the southern white. The Indian, or greater one-horn rhino, however, lives in India and Nepal. The Sumatran rhino lives on the Indonesian islands of Sumatra and Malaysia, while the Javan rhino lives on the Indonesian island of Java, but also lives in Vietnam. Each of these species have their own differences. For example, the white rhino is much larger than the black rhino, with a much wider mouth. It uses this to eat large amounts of grass, and because of this, they are called grazers, much like all the cattle you see here in Texas. The black rhino, however, has a smaller mouth, with pointy lips that are able to grab from shrubs or trees, and they are called browsers. So one of the amazing things about nature is the fact that animals of all kinds develop differently from their cousins to fit into the habitat in which they live. Alright guys, hopefully you gained a new appreciation for rhinos, but they need our help. There are less than 30,000 total rhinos left in the world. It seems impossible to imagine a world without rhinos, especially since their ancestors have been around for more than 50 million years. Well, we'll see you next time for another Fossil Rim adventure. But until then, remember to stay wild.